none of them actually knew what they were auditioning for.
Until when?
Until they were hired. I mean, the funny thing was too is that like the auditions. I mean, I don't know what those guys thought, but it must have seemed like the lamest film ever because we had to, anytime anybody's saying the word Blair Witch, we had to replace it with Simon wrote the words car wraith was the thing.
Yeah, the pages were. I mean, they were like the worst scenes ever. Because we couldn't get too far away from what the film was, because then the auditions are useless and you don't know if the actors can do the roles at all, but you can't also say the words. So they were just they basically thought they were auditioning for I think a terrible Blair Witch ripoff.
Actually, wait, there was the production manager that came on late, and he had the fake script. They gave him a fake script, or because we had a fake script circulating around the whole time, and nobody told him that we were shooting a Blair Witch movie, and he actually read the script, and he was on board for a couple weeks into the film, and he asked somebody, he said, he's like, it's really good, but it seems kind of like a Blair Witch ripoff, and she was like, oh wait, here, maybe you should read this out of the script. Yeah. For me, watching the first movie is just trying to kind of put together everything you saw and didn't see, and so that was the experience we were trying to recreate with this film more than anything. Its total commitment to realism is really what makes it work. And some people complain about the shaky camera work in the first film and stuff, but that's the reason the movie works at all is because it's so realistic that the characters don't even bother filming each other when they're arguing and stuff. It's like those scenes of them arguing and it's just filming their feet. I mean, that's exactly what would happen if you were in the woods, lost, and holding a video camera. You wouldn't frame things up. But for us, in this film, it was an interesting challenge because, we knew that we couldn't do that again. There's just no point to it, and there's been plenty of knockoffs that have done that, and there's nothing to it. So for us, it was more like trying to find a way to make the found footage thing really work for us. So that we were, making sure that the characters were always filming, but you weren't thinking about why they were filming.
Our biggest fear was making something that felt like the rest of them. And I think we had to have long conversations about okay, well, what are we doing that's going to make it feel different and make it feel fresh and make it feel like you're getting the best side of the found footage, so you have a sort of a visceral reality to it.
I had this thing hovering over me where I was I've done these found footage anthology things. I felt like they always ended up with these kind of half-assed results, but it did tell me a lot about what I liked and didn't like. And so when this project, even the idea of it came up, it was for me. It was okay, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna try to make the absolute best found footage movie that I can, and what better way to try to redeem myself in my own mind, than taking the all original, Blair Witch found footage thing and then try to do, something else with it.
Yeah, I mean, we were all careful and didn't step in poison oak.
We also had the best greens team.
Yeah, we had an amazing greens
team that would come in and clear the area and make sure everyone would listen.
And they would come through and tell us this tree no one should touch because it might fall on you. And then they were great, and they did all the Twilight movies. And,
well, yeah, and you don't even before you go into it, you don't even think about how complicated that is. Where you're it's you need enough of a trail where the characters can walk through, but not so much that it looks like a walking trail. And then you walk over it a million times, and then it's suddenly looks like people have walked over it. And so then these guys are constantly going in there and redoing stuff, and so it was more that was the hassle than actual problems. I mean, there was one night where we were shooting where, we were in the middle of a take. It's actually during the campfire scene. We did that scene kind of twice. We shot it one way, and then at the end, we came back in and did pickups on it. And there was these crazy noises out there. We actually stopped the scene, and we were still recording it. It's really low, so I wasn't able to use it in the mix. But I don't know if it was some animal getting devoured and it was screaming and stuff.
It was really disturbing.
It was really disturbing. We're all just just taking it in. And, that set a nice kind of tone for it,